Hey there, Canopy Growth traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. It's May 28th. Hope you're well. And in this video, we're going to take a look at Canopy Growth. We're going to go over their earnings prep like I normally do. Q4 2025, it's going to be their full fiscal 2025 as well. So it's going to be a big one. We're expecting a pretty big loss in terms of analyst estimates. So like I said, we'll go over the analyst estimates. We'll add them all up. We'll get a consensus on Wall Street, and I'll give you the numbers, what to expect in terms of revenue and EPS. And then we'll watch those closely into earnings on Friday. Before we get to it, we'll also take a look at the chart as well, CGC, and the price action, what to expect there in the days, weeks, months ahead toward the end of the video. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And I do own Canopy Growth in my portfolio. It's not a huge position. It's not a huge percentage of my portfolio, but I do own it nonetheless. So full transparency there. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. We also have a new channel sponsor, and the sponsor of today's video is Oliver Krause. They make hemp underwear, combining eco-friendly materials with superior comfort and style. I actually got a couple of pairs a couple of days ago. Can't say enough good things about it. Really well done. Just shout out to the Oliver Krause team. Really cool. If you want to take advantage, you can check out the link in the description in the comment section. You get free shipping over $75, and you can use code POW10 at checkout, and you'll get 10% off. There'll also be a link, like I said, in the description and in the comment section. You just have to click that link, and it'll auto embed that discount for you. Moving right along, Canopy Growth to report fourth quarter and fiscal year 2025 financial results on May 30th, 2025, and that's going to be before financial markets open, and it's going to be for the period ending March 31st, 2025. So companies have different fiscal year ends, and this is their fiscal year end. So it's not the calendar year, but this is their full year coming up, so it's going to be a big one, and I'm not expecting anything, jaw-dropping or anything like that. I think international sales is going to be a focus. We'll want to keep an eye on that. I bet you there's probably going to be quite a bit of growth there. But we're into the busy season, right into Labor Day essentially. And as you can see here, this is for March 31st cutoff. So we're not going to have 420 sales on there, which we know were extremely booming this year in Canada. So that's going to be on Q1 2026. So that'll be something to look forward to. Another thing that they might mention as well is some insight into CUSA, so Canopy USA. We might get some insight into the financials there. I'm not holding my breath. I think it might be in another quarter or two. Everything always comes a lot later than we expect, right? It's just been the case with the MJ industry lately. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. And under promise and over deliver is essentially the theme that we want to focus right now. And they're going to be hosting a conference call as well, and that will be on the same day, May 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Let me know in the comment section below if you would like me to live stream that, and I'll do my best to make that happen. But there's the webcast information here. You can click that audio webcast, and a replay will be available until 11:59 p.m. Eastern until August 28th. Like I said, if I stream that live, you'll be able to watch it after the fact on YouTube as well. Now we'll go over the analyst estimates, what to expect in terms of revenue and EPS. So if we add them all up, investing.com, we got 71.33 million Canadian and negative 0.362 EPS, earnings per share. And then TradingView, we have in terms of revenue 70.51 million and negative 0.462. And if we bring up Moomoo here in terms of revenue, we got 70.568 million. That's based on 4 analysts. EPS based on 1 analyst, we got negative 0.548. So again, still expecting a pretty big loss for the quarter, and we'll see what they can muster up for the entire year. But if we add those all up, we'll get the revenue estimate. So this will be the number in terms of revenue, 70.80 million, and for the quarter, negative 0.457 EPS. Like I said, still expecting a pretty sizable loss there in terms of earnings per share. Now we'll jump into CGC. So we've had a huge move over the last several weeks. We had a move down from 77 cents, flirting with another reverse split. We know that it already did a 1-for-10 reverse split back on December 20th, and we were back below $1. And since then, we've just been on an absolute tear. So we went from 77 cents all the way up to $1.99. So from that bottom and daily oversold to daily overbought, We were up almost 160%. It is time to be a little cautious at the moment. We're still in a daily uptrend. We're still holding daily EMA 12, so no major red flags whatsoever there in terms of the daily time frame. But if we zoom into the hourly, I mentioned this yesterday in the Pow Group private community that we had a descending triangle forming on the hourly with an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross lining up, an hourly downtrend that confirmed, and we were heading towards hourly oversold. We were just expecting an hourly lower high on this bounce as the most likely scenario compared to 188. And it's possible that we do come down and see another leg down, but it's more than likely going to just go sideways into earnings and just kind of fizzle out, and then in earnings will dictate the direction that we go from there. SPY was also a little bit weak today, and it's definitely due for some consolidation. But at the moment, it's a potential bull flag and an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on SPY on the weekly time frame. And we could see into the 650s on SPY. And if that were the case, that would be huge win at our back, right? And tailwinds. So, like I said, we're more than likely just going to go sideways, potential for another slight leg down. We have a target here from the descending triangle. If we go from our support and resistance, move it out to where we busted out of here, and it's saying about 160. If we look at CGC here on the weekly time frame, we have the 10-week moving average there at 133. We have a lack of resistance until the 50 weekly there at 354. So we get some runway there, but we do have the 100-day moving average at 158 and the 50-day at 126. We got a lot of support in that 150 to 125 area, and then obviously $1 psychological, that'll be extremely important. But it'll depend on earnings. It's always a gamble. I'm not expecting, like I said, anything crazy in terms of bullish reaction unless we get some sort of news. But I do think that international sales will be the focus, and we'll keep an eye out and see if we get any information or mentioning into CUSA and Canopy USA financials. But as of right now, like I said, I think we're not really going to see too much of a move in either direction into tomorrow, leading up into earnings. So we'll see what earnings brings, and we'll be watching these numbers. If we can see a decent beat, and also the S&P 500 doesn't see any meaningful pullback, we should be able to head back up to around that, like I said, 250 area. If we take a look at the weekly time frame here, we do have EMA 26 sitting at 209, and then a lack of weekly resistance until 290. We're still quite a ways away before we see the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, but we haven't really seen any weekly high or low in a very long time. All the way down at 77 cents, we haven't really seen a major weekly high or low. Like, we pulled back from 125 to 122 for a brief high or low. So that's the only thing that I'm a little concerned about. I think that we could easily come back down into that 150, 125, maybe even leading into earnings. But certainly if we see a bearish reaction and a big miss on those numbers that I just presented earlier, I think we could easily be back into that 125 area. But the rest of the sector, we're seeing a little bit of bid support and momentum in the sector. VFF was another one that was extremely bullish. But if you just take a look at some of our other names, OGI was an hourly descending triangle as well. And that has yet to confirm. We broke out a little bit here trying to negate it, but could be a bull trap back within that range. So we'll see. Tomorrow will be very telling as well. But we'll keep an eye on the charts into tomorrow. I mentioned this in the Pow Group private community, like I said, on CGC when I think we were close to around 176. And from there, we've seen about another 5-6% of downside. But I do think hourly oversold is more than likely going to be in the cards. We haven't been hourly oversold in a very long time. The last time was back on April 25th, so over a month now, and we had a massive move. So after such a big move as well, going from all the way down here at 77 cents, like I said, up to $1.99, I think hourly oversold will be a nice entry if you're looking for a swing trade. Like I said, it's going to be a gamble going into earnings, so it's not the best setup there. And if you got to swing it overnight for earnings in the morning before the market opens, not the best setup if you're looking to swing it through earnings. But let me know your thoughts and opinions, what you're expecting from the earnings. Like I said, we're not going to see 420 sales on there either. So I'm not going to be expecting too much. And let me know if you would like to see me live stream the earnings call. We'll be hearing from the new CEO, Luc Mongeau, as well. And he did allude to the fact that they're still doing a lot of right sizing, SKU rationalization, and just optimizing everything, focusing on operational efficiencies and getting higher margin and focusing on those profitable profitable products, which is pretty much the same story for all of the Canadian companies. But we're really starting to see these Canadian companies turn a page, and Canopy Growth is well set up for international sales. Their stores in Bickle has been trending quite nicely as well, so I'm sure we'll get some decent numbers there. But all eyes on Canopy Growth earnings into Friday. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you think we're going to beat, miss, always love hearing from you. We'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you on the earnings call potentially, and I'll definitely be reviewing their earnings after the fact. Have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one.